usual happy birthday song.
Yes.
So we'll do that.
Okay.
And so, because we have Ron and Talia here, we're going to ask them to find the right note.
I want a solo, please.
Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Judy. Happy birthday to you.
That's me. Cute, Lord. Cute. That's big confetti.
You have confetti too over there?
We got a couple more.
So, this is Judy's 55th birthday. Whoa. And,
You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a birthday.
So,
I'm the baby.
birthday.
That makes you guys really.
Yeah. Judy's the youngest of 5. We're both the youngest of our siblings of 5. So I'm just gonna lead off. I got a few things. If anybody has anything else to chime in, this would be a good time to do it. But Judy and I counted up that in the 35 years we've been married, we have lived in, I think it's 15 or 16 different locations. We haven't moved in the last 22 years, but prior to that we moved around chasing experience, and we did a few of those moves, well we did most of those moves with a little boy intact, with little Clark. Started when he was 8 months old, drug him to Chicago, and we moved. So I've moved Judy all around chasing experience and building our business, and I've dragged her through a lot of situations, and she has been a steadfast partner, and when I've been gone for a lot of days in a row traveling, or never complained, late at night working in the buildings early on, never complained, would call down to see if I was still awake at 3 or 4 in the morning, and so I just, Judy, I want to thank you, because I like a lot of people, but we've been through the ringer trying to keep our business rolling and keep going at various times, grateful for it, but I've been a good mom, a lot of years of us traveling, and you're trying to mother Clark and little babies at home, and all by yourself, and I just want to thank you. You've been fantastic. Fantastic. Love you.
Being with family and friends is the best gift.
Do we have any children or siblings that would like to say a word or two?
Does that mean I have to stop?
You have to wait and see if anybody says anything. Because if you start opening presents, it takes the pressure off of them. So to keep the pressure on, you gotta
Keep
sit
the
and wait.
pressure on.
I know Jack wants to say a lot of wonderful things about me.
I really appreciate your home cooking after I moved out.
Yeah, it's good.
I was happy to hear that coming, that you missed
I know.
some of those.
All that,
All that love she puts in there.
All those clothes that were being washed.
I know, laundry has to be done by me.
I would just say I'm super grateful for you, Mom. Because as all of you know, or I guess siblings more would know, she's super, I don't know, very hands-on and will drop anything she's doing to come help you in any way. So I've noticed that a lot, especially in the last couple of years, and especially with a lot of the college stuff coming up. Like, I know you've been busy with work, but anything that I've needed to be done, you dropped whatever you were doing to come help me. So I'm super grateful for that. So
Yeah. Amen.
My pleasure. Love doing it. As all you moms know, right? Loves helping your kids.
I remember visiting your home in Victorville when Olivia was a baby, and as usual, you were tearing up floors and putting in new counters and trying to make this house look like a home, and it turned out beautiful, like everything you've ever done. Turned out beautiful, and you just have always been the sweetest sister-in-law, and to watch you raise your children just like Sophia was saying, fantastic mom, fantastic, and wife, let me say.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Nancy.
Doing whatever he asks.
Love having my sister-in-laws. Feel like you're sisters to me, for sure. feel so blessed.
We have been, all of us, for sure.
I'm
Well,
teasing you. You don't have
I've
to
got
say
a cute
tease.
story. While you think about that, I've got a cute story. So, Judy was born on a Sabbath day, and we were all at church in our Sabbath best. And my dad.
Where were you?
We were in Everett, Washington. And my mom's best friend, Ardith Beeman, wanted us kids to see the new baby. And so she brought us in. And at the hospital, they wouldn't let the children come into the mother's room at that time, 1964. And so Ardith took us to the outside of Mama's room, and we could look through the window. And Ardith Beeman says that it was so cute to see all these brown-eyed children looking in at Mama and her new baby, Judy. She was a surprise baby.
And didn't you ask if I was going to be American or Egyptian?
We asked Mom if she was going to be American or Egyptian.
What kind of baby's gonna come out here? That's cute.
All American.
And you know how her name came about? Do you guys know the story about her name? Okay, so Talia, my mom and dad, when they came to the United States, they had sponsors from my uncle's church. And our sponsors were godly people. Judy Yonker was one of the daughters of the Yonker family from Everett, Washington. So my mom really looked up to the Yonker family, and their daughter's name was Judy. My dad really loved the name Susie. And so they went Judy Susie. That's how she got her name. Your middle name is
Amongst all these other Arabic names.
Judy Susie?
No, I knew that was your middle name, but that's your
it's her
middle.
dad's
Oh,
name.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Right.
what we did.
I'm so lost.
Wait, what?
Design.
Okay.
Who are you?
So do we get to talk now?
Yeah, sure. Jump in.
Olivia, thank you for including us. First off, I can't believe it's been 5 years since the 50th. That went by fast.
The epic birthday.
Oh my word.
Mine.
Hey, Ron and I were talking, we were coming down, just, you know, I think it's around 17 plus years we've been together, because it was kindergarten with Olivia. And it was when Ronnie was in kindergarten that that was the first year I was gonna do the auction. You know, what I was gonna say at my little retirement party, to have someone like you really support me when I did not know what I was doing. You learn your profession by doing things that are difficult, by going up to someone you don't really know and ask them for something big, and whether it's an Egyptian dinner or something like that, and it gets easier when people say yes, but you do have people that say no. But you know, you kids should know your parents never said no to me, and the way they gave me confidence in my profession is a gift that I could never pay for. My favorite story has come full circle because as we're trying to come up with new auction items, Aaron would say, well, how about having a comedian? And so one of our auction items is that we had a comedian come to your guys' house and he
Jim Hawkins.
entertained. Yes. Oh, it was so fun. And that was great. So we had kind of done that for a while. Then the next thing Judy came up with is that we should have a comedy night where each couple buys a ticket and they have to tell a joke or do a funny routine. And so we decided to have it at our house, and we've just moved in, and there were people that bought it, and it was very much out of their comfort zone to even tell a joke. But then you had Dale and Joni Oaquist, who kind of did a spin on a song like I Like Beer, you know, something like this, and it was just a twist on a song.
I don't drink beer.
Yes, something like that. It was screaming funny. But as we're doing this, as we're preparing for this, I said, how are we going to feed all these people? And you know, your mom has no fear. She's like, well, we'll just all make a salad. A salad? And so it was decided that Carrie Yates was gonna help us, and it was gonna be your mom and me. And of course, I'm not a cook. I can sing you a song, but I cannot. I'm not making you a salad. So I'm like, okay, we'll have to make the big salads. And so the evening comes, and Judy brings this fantastic salad. And imagine there's 60 people at this event, and of course Carrie Yates brings in this salad bowl that was it's
I'm
unforgettable.
pretty sure there's only 3 in the world.
And so, and then I have my small little salad bowl, but I kept having to fill it, and it was a great memory for me. So much so that here we are 10 years later, and I have coveted that bowl that Carrie brought. And every time we'd see her, I'd say, well, where did you get that bowl? She's like, well, I got it at Drees. Well, I didn't even know what Drees was until I met your mom, Judy. Her and Drees. I walked in there and went, oh, wow. So, you know, here we are, fast forward, in this little less than a year ago, I decided, well, I feel like I've crossed over. I think I'm going to try and get the bowl. So I say to Carrie, hey, how do I get it? She goes, just tell Ruth Ann you want the bowl. I'm like, okay. So I go in and I'm excited, and she's like, I don't have one in stock. I'll have to order it. I'm like, no problem. And I want the little fork and knife that goes with it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be expensive. It can't be more than $350 or $400. I mean, it's a salad bowl, right? And so, you know, a couple weeks later. So, the bowl comes, he comes in, and I slap down my credit card. She said, that'll be $725.
Cole's gonna finish college in another year. Once we make the last payment on it.
I was like, I brought them here, you got it.
Because you can't back out now.
But I just want you to know, I've arrived with the Yates and the Koelches, and I have a salad bowl now. And I
We just sit there and look at it.
Do I have that salad bowl?
I don't know.
So some people try to keep up with cars, they're trying to keep up with salad bowls. Okay.
So I just want you to know that not only do you inspire me professionally, spiritually, but also professionally, personally, and spiritually, but especially personally, because now I know that I'm pretty complete now that I've got this salad bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keeping me in the list.
The salad bowl story. I heard that one.
2 quick things. Gracious hostess,
Mm.
and really good at it. I mean, wow. We followed you guys down to Palm Springs one time, and just the way she actually cared about the little details of what we all did and how prepared. I was blown away. Secondly, I really appreciate your commitment to just doing things right, and that always makes everybody better around someone like that. So.
Thank you. Thanks, God.
Amen.
I'll second that, Ron.
Appreciate that.
Because it's hard to not let that affect you. And even as a guy, guys aren't necessarily good hostesses. You know, come in, here's some water, and that's it. But when I have guests over, I can't help but start doing things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm my mom, and I can't stop. They're like, sit down. I'm like, I gotta give you things that you don't need. You need a coaster, and you need this, and I don't even get this for myself. But I can't help it. It's been hardwired in me, seeing her do it all the time. That. I have to take care of my guests to the point where they start getting annoyed. Because I'm like, I don't know, this is what you do.
Tell Jack. He's like, leave me alone.
No, but I appreciate that. You reminded me of that. Thank you.
So Judy, one thing for me, this is very nostalgic to be here because this was the first place I met all your family.
I remember that,
Yeah.
Ross.
And divorces and remarriages are tough. They're not easy. You have kids and family and all that stuff. And you have been so sweet to us every step of the way. And when we got married, you put on a fabulous party for us after the wedding. And we'll always be indebted to you, to Aaron, and both of you and your family. It's been very, very sweet.
It's been great having you as a
Appreciate it.
brother-in-law. Thank you.
First place I met Aaron's mother and father was here. And,
Yeah.
as your dad was first I met him. And it's just very nostalgic to be here, so very appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Having you as a mom feel very blessed in a lot of ways, Mom, but you're very good at making each of your kids feel very seen and special. And some things she used to do was like notes in the lunch. She has a lot to do each day on her plate, as a lot of you do, but she is constantly, I feel like, thinking of other people as far as gift giving or service, and sometimes doesn't get her own things done because that's just how she's wired. She's constantly thinking of creative ways to think of you, conversations you've had, things you're struggling with, and remembers those things when she has her own things to get to. And I remember growing up, if there was ever a birthday or something you were celebrating in school, I just always remember feeling very proud when my mom walked through the door in front of my classmates. She's a very pretty lady, but she was also just very kind, and even like young children can feel that. And I remember all of like my classmates would, for like some reason, get excited like when they saw my mom come through the door with like balloons, or obviously she'd have treats and stuff, but even when she'd come to just drop something simple off to me, like I forgot my lunch, like my classmates would be like, "Is that your mom? Like, she's so nice. Like, she has such a pretty smile." And so anyway, I remember that. I always remember feeling very proud when my mom would come visit me at school. Mm-hmm. Not my dad, however.
She got you.
Good one.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm so proud of you, Love.
Thank you.
Remember when Dad showed up in a Santa outfit at school?
When did you do that?
Which kid was that?
What was
Wasn't
it?
me.
Did you show up at school in a Santa outfit?
Oh yeah, I came in a Santa
When?
suit.
Which kid was that?
Not for you, but I came for a Santa suit. I also came in a clown outfit
Who
too.
was a clown?
I think
It was in kindergarten.
I remember clown.
I came in a clown. Santa suit. I greeted people in the parking lot after school and said hello to everybody and passed out candy bars. Remember that?
Oh, okay,
Or
yeah,
candy canes.
in the parking lot.
I was looking for a job.
You remember
But
Oh, thanks, Liv.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Those are kind words.
It's good.
Kind words.
And Clark, what did your friends think about your mom?
Oh boy.
Oh, poor Clark. You done torture.
Go on, speak up so everybody can hear it, Clark.
Oh, I got scarred. I was. She didn't look her age, and then she had me so young that people didn't. It took them a second to realize that I was her son. And so in high school, once everyone figured out that I was my mom, I got just pummeled relentlessly, especially by all the guys on like the basketball team, about how attractive my mom was. And it was hard. I couldn't combat it because if you like said, "Hey man," they just go more and more. And so I had to start playing like reverse psychology, where I'm like, "Yeah, she is pretty hot, and I look a lot like her, so you're attracted to me," is what you're saying. What? I don't know. It was crazy though. So that was fun. That was fun. I got mistaken for her boyfriend a few times when we were in the mall. Cause I'd hold her hand, be loving with your mom. I'll hold her hand. Had to stop doing that. Stay away. So yeah, that was an experience no one else
By the time
got.
Jack and Sophie came along, they could tell I was a mom.
Yeah. But no one can tell your age still, You're ageless.
Ageless. Oh, thank you. Yes, we would. That's a battlefield right there. Keep battling.
I'm losing.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks
You
for
bet.
being here. And we have these kind neighbors
Yes.
that came, and
Yes.
we have to put you through all of this.
I didn't know what they were getting wrangled into here.
Into a family
This
session.
is a pleasure to see.
Oh, it's really nice having you as neighbors. And Bob, Bob and Don have been great neighbors. The families have known each other. How many generations now?
Well,
Two.
second generation.
Second generation. Bob's
Right.
parents were out here. Good friends with Alice and Emmett.
Bob's parents were the ones that found this property.
Mhm.
I called my folks and said, "You need to come buy this place next to where we're going to build a little cabin." So that's how we
Got this
Wow.
property.
Families go way
Your
back.
folks are the ones that originally told us about that property.
Oh, was it that
Oh,
way?
is that right?
Yeah, we were
and some
down.
friends of
You got there
ours
first.
bought this one at the same time. But then your folks sold that place to start up the first nursing home. So they were off the lake for a few years. And then we found out that our friends who owned this were willing to sell it. So that's when your
I
folks
see.
bought it.
Wow.
Quite a history.
You know that?
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I
You know
knew
they sold it to get
so
in the
they did
nursing
into
home?
their- Yeah, first, but yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
I never knew that.
'Cause our moms went to grade school together.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I remember being fairly young, and Bob, before he was married, coming out like on the weekend, and he and a buddy or maybe a girlfriend or something like that, and Bob was the young hot stud at the time, and it was a big deal. Oh, Bob's here. Oh, Bob's here. He brought a lot of energy.
Did he show off water skiing in front of his
He
girlfriend?
water skied, and they used to have a little green flat bottom boat. They used to spin around, and that was a big deal to watch him in that. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Who's the young hot stud now?
This guy.
One of these guys over here, right here.
Maybe.
Stud means you're available.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of great memories. We're just grateful for it.
Oh, no, I was waving on.
So.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
happy
That's
birthday,
a
Judy.
really
And
wonderful
thank you.
memory to be here with everybody. 55. This is from Nancy.
It's from
Oh, it's Greece.
I have her first little book.
Oh, it's really.
That's a fascinating book.
I really enjoyed her first book, so thank you. I didn't know she had another book
Yeah,
out.
very
Thank
interesting.
you.
My newest favorite.
Okay.
Hey, so
I'm glad you signed it.
do we have other cake, or is that the only cake?
We
We
have
have-
just this one, but we have ice cream and berries.
Yeah, let's get people
And
going.
pound cake.
Does
And pound
everyone
cake.
want ice cream, berries, and pound cake, or will
Okay.
I can come around and ask
Oh,
everybody?
Kathy, what kind of cake is this?
It tasted like
It's a fake.
We like the flowers on the top. It's a surprise cake.
Cardboard with
We're gonna find out. White.
Must have come from the old country.
Now, white raspberry.
Fancy icing, but the cake inside was.
Sorry.
It's all good?
Yeah, it was anything flavorless.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Oh, love it.
We had a remembrance for
Oh, my word.
Martha was out of town, but friend.
And Kathy knows the best. So we'll do what Kathy says. Let's do it. I like it, Kath. Let's do it. Okay, that's good.
I'll go get that.
Cute cake.
Bowls or plates?
It's tasteless. And then I gotta remodel two of the bathrooms pretty intensely.
To do the custom list.
Yes.
Really
Add-on.
strip it down, keep it at
Really.
Yeah. And we gotta go down.
Thank you. So fun.
We'll be happy with this.
Yeah, very fun
And if I
set.
never get to it, we'll be fine.
This looks like something that would have come out of the gift shop as that. I love that ring got married. That was Renita's gift shop.
And then it's
Where is that again? That's what.
Solid cabinets.
Where is Acadia? It's Acadia.
right on the Wyoming.
We're having, I think we're having some window installers install those windows all do.
Isn't it
Oh,
Hasbro?
wow. Upper.
You just got married recently, right?
Yeah, it's all it's around.
Is Ronnie
He's got a
married?
nice key, it's just like, in the main, like, that's chain, it's actually almost about as wide as this. It probably is about, if you take up that window to that window right there.
That's so nice of you to be.
But
Way over there?
No,
And that is such a special gift that you have. These people really enjoy this. Really sweet, honey.
I had it. Might as well, you know, pull it out and use it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I know it.
Little strip for a dining table, and then our living room is pretty tight. It's everything. It's cozy. And it's got a big wall of windows out looking like just like this.
Yeah, it's some of the windows in the
Check out that.
You can like
And then next to the big area like this, like if this is the common room next to it, like from the house, is the master that also has a view.
You've been doing any horse stuff? You've been
They did the master. The master was the edition.
This is super sweet.
I like that.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, it's not too bad. That's funny. I know, is it kind of cute?
You're here, right?
Yeah, that way. Hey, I'll take this down to the
But one
desert.
bedroom has a
That
door
does
that.
look like the
Where'd you get it?
Mosquitoes come up from the
good bucker.
Funky.
How do you get extra? Can't find it.
I love your flowers. I love your
I would make it a very special occasion. Oh, those are fun.
Well, then
I like those, so thank you.
And he was.
I'll keep it back.
No, I don't hear him. Place.
Read the card.
So I'm wanting one of the done. I want like family.
I read part of it. Thank you for the
Wow.
Good drawing.
Impressive. Hey, you know what? I can look at Sophia's artwork here.
And then he's doing like planes out there, so he also has so he can around. He's a Woodward. Sure, we'll try something. No problem. Kept it going. I think we're over this is the last remaining bit of his life that he was. So we were like, hey, you can rock it as long as you can. And when
I don't know, that's the place I showed.
So I
know they always separate
to get in with him just enough to let him let his house. And selling. We knew he liked his house and wanted to be there for the chance if it ever did come up for sale.
Talking about Mr. Duty yet?
How do you get in on that? I wrote him a letter, but we didn't know them, so I lived next door and I would just walk across the street and sometimes I'd go up and I bring him some fruit and just chat with him. And I developed enough of a relationship that when they were like, okay, we want to keep it, he was like, you need to sell this to. So it was a really awesome, and then we just fell in love with him.
What was that? I guess you say.
And his neighbor's one of his best friends who still lives there, and we've gotten to know him. Great guy.
Better be good.
I don't know, Mom. On one scale, 1 to 10, how do I do?
Handwriting is 3.
No.
I've always been terrible. I'm like, I'm 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the avocado.
Yeah.
Avocado toast. Avocado toast. Is that from you, Kara? Yeah. Okay, that's it right here.
You find it,
I found it, honey. Yes, I will be using this. This is one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
Clark and I were like, we'll just give her something from one of her favorite spots. Don't guess. When you know it,
No,
what you like.
Yeah. Not messing around with something with a gift, like a return.
Will be used.
Hey.
Yeah, Spruce does a lot. Here's mine.
We'll cut it out in post. Yeah. Hey, that's poisoning me.
50 feet.
Oh, I forgot.
Really good. Oh yeah, that good gluteny goodness. My body will love it.
The price of what we paid is that.
So it's the sunscreen. Like you'll find this
Okay, that's like has to be a good sunscreen.
It's like, honestly,
I used one to play with right now. It doesn't sweat. Yeah.
Did you get her?
Cute little potting shed. And I wear that powder in the play because then they wash it off. It's like a makeup brush. And then it does it when you sweat and stuff. You go rub your face. It doesn't get your eyes.
I mean, it's as long as this room here is a potting shed with big windows, like windows everywhere. And
Can you see it come out or no?
Let me make sure that I don't have to open it.
We'll keep it, and she's got a lot of potting stuff, and tools, like a shed, like a tool shed, yeah, all kinds of stuff. It's just been a super good blessing.
Looks like
Both
there's
love
short
the place. It's hard to find a place where you can breathe life. Because, we're no one updates their home, so I don't know.
That was who's not here.
Just sitting down.
We can watch back the video.
Yes.
What's the Thomas guy's name?
I always had the impression
And Kathy's just where's
Oh, Zoe Dufour. Yeah. They're making some water or something. Okay.
just beautiful.
Okay, Ralph. I had a friend who worked there. He used to bring them water. That's really good.
Well, I didn't know that.
You want some water?
No, yeah, they used to have one right by the Infernos or whatever. Right on the
Like a really healthy.
They used to have one in that little
Is
mall.
that Zoe's not there anymore?
It's not there anymore. Yeah. I don't know. I just knew some people who work there, but I guess well, it might still be there. I don't know.
Sunscreen.
It's the best thing ever.
I've seen way more
That's what I used to play on my matches because it doesn't. Then you just wipe it off and you just reapply after it's done. Because instead of it getting in my eyes, super easy because I do
Same way. I know that name, honestly. Oh, well, okay. I know.
They wouldn't look weird though, right?
Yeah, that's right. On wakeboarding.
Twice a day.
And he's been out there for a while. When they get back, I think he's so busy working. It's starting to he's fully entrenched into his business.
4 days, but I was gonna like something. I know like rounders. You know snowboarding you trick?
He's got his fence business, he's got a U-Haul business, he's got a storage business out in the chest, his lady down his mats.
Yes, I had never heard of it.
You get floating with all
The guy said
He really is. He's got his and so he's got a couple of,
I have a lot of things to do. Like I saw me clean. When I got back from the street, and then I left kind of guys travel. I haven't done like I just had to get close. I think by stuff. He's one of those guys that has a hard time just getting bringing on more
Without me saying anything, they just take
One thing when I got back from the street, I just grabbed the rest of the details in my room.
Oh, I think it's great. It's a good place to keep doing well, but I don't think it's
we were out on the dock, they would
right, bringing on more people to help.
Just having a great time out here. Nasty word from anybody. I said, Jim, is that a post? We're saying, we'll take it up here.
No, him. So I don't think he'll get.
No, this is we own it. We own our
He's that Egyptian
place
they
in
never
the
sell.
all the time.
Yes.
So they
Never sell.
Is that right?
They
Is that right?
I know.